Welcome to Talkin Baloney.
Calvin Cocoa Pop.
This is Booty.
Oh, gosh.
What is going on?
No script allowed.
What are you, some kind of bot? Come on, people.
Oh, yeah. You want a pickle, you gotta give him a pickle, right?
I want to be a movie star.
Wow, that sounds so interesting.
Fresh and quick.
Pudgy, pizza.
Part of the Baloney Nation.
Jim Deezy.
You guys still there?
Man,
Jim Deezy, how's it going?
the big guy. How's it going your end? Well, you know, kind of crappy, actually.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, things are just not, not cool right now, I guess.
So this is Talking Baloney. This is a little podcast we do. This is our 44th episode, I think.
44th episode. Holy cow.
So we're closing in on like a full year. You know, we're just eight weeks away from a year of doing this show.
Unbelievable.
And how many of those weeks have we spent on Skype because of the pandemic?
It's been quite a bit. It's been a lot.
Probably half.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's changed how we bring the podcast to you. Like, literally. It's changed the locations. It's changed the lighting.
Yeah. You used to be parked outside of a Tops.
Yeah.
You remember that?
I remember that. I kind
What
of
in
miss
the
those
world?
days.
Oh, yeah, they were fun.
Yeah, you know, it was nice outside. The sun was shining. Yeah, not anymore. It's dark and dreary every day. And
What's the temperature in your secret location today?
it is a balmy 32 degrees.
Wow.
Almost cold enough to see my breath, but not yet. Couple more degrees.
Well, I'm sure it's just a matter of time.
Oh yeah. You know, it definitely it's a little hidden gem inside this place, but at the same time, you know, it's not the same as the studio. We do miss the studio, but still trying to bring a quality content.
Yeah. And we just mentioned, you know, we're 8 weeks away from our 1 year anniversary. Hopefully by then we are back in the studio and things are the way they're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
So today, in honor of our 44th episode, let's talk spoof movies.
Ooh.
Now, when I'm talking spoof movies, my number one favorite film all time is The Naked Gun.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Not even going to debate that topic with anybody. And frankly, if they don't think it's the Naked Gun movie, they should be deported.
It is the funniest movie ever. You are laughing constantly.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
think it's the only movie where I've ever laughed hysterically at the end credits as you're sitting alone in the theater. Just you and your friends laughing at the little hidden gems they put in.
Oh, even the opening of the movie. Just the opening of the direct, you know, the studio, blah, 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 and this and that, and it going down the list of who's in it. And, man, the opening scene where the camera's on top of the siren. And just the sirens driving around all the different locations. That's excellent. Leslie Nielsen, his movies were, and I'm not. It's not all Leslie Nielsen, but let's say it's 90% Leslie Nielsen. Those movies were ahead of their time. Of their time.
Yeah, the Naked Gun movies were produced and directed by David Zucker, Jim Abrams, and Jerry Zucker. Formerly known as ZAZ, Zucker, Abrams, Zucker.
Oh.
They are the top names in spoof movies.
Mm-hmm.
You, of course, know them from Airplane, which is their first big hit.
Yes.
After they did Airplane 2, they did Top Secret, they did the 3 Naked Gun movies. And what more do you want from a lifetime than those movies right there?
Yeah, that's a whole weekend right there. That's a good weekend. Skip the trip to Hawaii, folks. Naked Gun, Airplane, all weekend.
What are some of your thoughts on Airplane?
I loved Airplane. Just, man, it's just so, like, the humor is so off the cuff that, like, you really have to pay attention to everything, every little detail, every little thing being said, and every little thing going on in the background, because there's always another story on top of the story going on right in front of you. You got to pay attention.
That's kind of their genius, what they kind of brought to the genre, because a spoof movie can just be something that parodies another movie.
Yeah.
But they take it to the next level with all these sight gags and all the witty wordplay.
And the attention to detail. Like, especially like when you talk about, like, I picked a bad day to quit, sniffing whatever,
glue.
Glue, yeah. Just the detail in everything. Like, hey, let's get a couple of pictures, and then they're all taking pictures off the wall, and it's like,
of course, surely you can't be serious. I am
don't
serious.
Don't call me Shirley. Come on, those are iconic one-liners from the movies.
And what's cool for us is the last time we were in the VA, hanging with the Mad Dog.
We watched this with his kids.
We were able to introduce, probably without proper parental guidance, his son to the movie Airplane, which was awesome.
Good times. Yes. Every parent or uncles should sit down and introduce the nieces and nephews to Airplane.
Why not?
Or probably not. You'll get a knock on the door and be somebody from the Child Protective Services or something say, "Hey, why is your kid talking this language?" Yeah, that movie was the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar segment in the cockpit.
Oh yeah.
Like,
And that's another thing with their movies, the cameos. Airplane had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Naked Gun famously had Reggie Jackson. It's like cameos you don't expect. But there you go. Reggie Jackson's trying to kill the Queen. What are you going to do?
You call Enrico Palazzo.
Airplane 2?
That's the one where they take the rocket ship, right?
Yeah.
The computer takes over the ship.
It becomes more of a parody of space movies like 2001 and I'm one of those guys. I like the originals better than anything, but 2 kind of picks up right where the other ones left off. It's continuing to tell the same story. It's like almost like you're on the same airplane flight as the first movie, just in a different setting. And I love the little special effects where they're, the plane the spaceship almost looks like it's drawn in to a background, as it's bouncing off the meteors and stuff. And a great cameo by William Shatner.
Yes, he's kind of a nutty guy.
The movie Top Secret.
Oh yeah.
Does that change subjects on you?
Yeah.
That was kind of like not as big a hit. In fact, I don't think it was a hit at all, but it's another classic of that genre by Zucker's, Abrams and Zucker. With Val Kilmer, a parody of war movies and kind of Elvis Presley hillbilly movies. Rockabilly. Sorry, excuse me.
Oh, man. Top Secret was cool to me. But a lot of those with was it Charlie Sheen? Was the Hot Shot series?
Hot Shots,
movies?
Yes.
Those were right up there with all the other stuff too. But yeah, Top Secret was funny. I mean, I could sit and watch those spoof movies all day.
Top Secret had some famous sight gags. One of them was where the camera is low and it's shooting up, and the phone is in the foreground, and the phone looks big in the shot, which is, kind of a normal thing you see in movies.
Yep.
But then when the guy goes to answer the phone really is like this giant handpiece that he's like holding up.
Oh man, and think about it, Val Kilmer's in it from Top Gun.
One of his earliest movies.
Yeah. Corona break.
So we talked about Naked Gun and the sequels we didn't mention yet. I would say what stands out from like Naked Gun 2 and Naked Gun 33 and a third is the appearances by Weird Al Yankovic have to stand out, don't you think?
Oh yeah, I love it. The Phil Donahue segment where he's like, yeah,
they're parodying like the Academy Awards.
Yes.
And just the sense of humor that the idea that Weird Al and Phil Donahue would be presenting at the Academy Awards is hilarious to begin with.
Yeah, isn't Weird Al with like Vanna White? It's like I'm pretty sure. Oh, maybe Phil Donahue was with Vanna White, but one of them's like Weird Al is awesome, and the fact that he's a cameo in anything is awesome to me.
And I, of course, bring up Weird Al because he made one movie. It's a spoof movie, and it's, again, one of the hidden gems that you have to see if you haven't seen it. It is, of course, UHF.
Yeah, if you haven't seen UHF, you are literally robbing yourself of culture. Like that
That's
movie.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much going on in that movie. Like there's a story being told. It's not, it's a spoof movie, but the story is being told at the same time. I mean, it's a great movie.
And he manages to parody so many different things, like TV shows, game shows, his famous Rambo parody.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's phenomenal. Hey, and Kramer's in it.
And it's the movie that gave us Michael Richards, who is still with us, but just not on TV.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you actually hear that through my speakers on my headphones? I have noise canceling on. Bose, you and I need to talk about this.
That's just how loud the dogs are, I think.
Well, there's 3 of them, and they're all going crazy at the same time. Either that or our resident critic on our show, AKA Miss Aunt Paula, has shown up, and the dogs are trained to attack when they see, people that like to correct Talkin Baloney.
Makes perfect sense. I don't know why you would have it any other way.
Yeah. But by all means, call us and let us know what you think.
585-484-1770. Why don't we take a break?
All right.
And then figure out this nonsense and be right back.
Your life depends on it.
Jim Deezy.
Hey, the big guy. Hey, did you hear the news?
I was going to ask you. I was just hearing everyone's talking about this Buzzsprout.
Yeah. Listen, we do a podcast.
We do.
A lot of people want to do a podcast, but there's
tons.
no other way to do your podcast without using Buzzsprout.
It'd be stupid to not use Buzzsprout.
They are legit with helping you start your podcast and getting your platform out there to everybody. Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, maybe SiriusXM one day. Who knows?
Maybe. They can even get you on Amazon's new podcast service, part of Amazon Music. And if you pay for 2 months of Buzzsprout, you're going to get a $20 Amazon gift card that you can use for stuff at Amazon. It's amazing.
We all know.
So if you want to start a podcast, all you have to do is click on the link in the show notes attached to this very episode. Follow that link, sign up, enjoy Buzzsprout, do your own thing.
Yes.
If you had to do it again, what kind of podcast would you do?
Yeah, we might go way down the other end of the spectrum, but we'd probably have to change our identities.
Yeah, that's the beauty of our podcast. We don't talk politics and religion.
No politics, no religion. But you know what? Buzzsprout will get you out there, and that's the whole point of a podcast. Hey, welcome back.
Jim Deezy and the big guy here on Talkin Baloney.
Coming to you live this Sunday afternoon.
And what a Sunday.
Oh, yeah. It is glorious Sunday. Dark, dreary.
Yeah, we're about to turn some lights on.
No sunlight. It's crazy.
So we're talking spoof movies this week.
Uh-huh.
We talked the biggest ones of all, the Zucker Abrams and Zucker movies. Airplane, Naked Gun, Top Secret. You mentioned earlier Hot Shots. We didn't go into that in too much detail.
Charlie Sheen. I'm telling you, he ranks right up there with, he's up there in my top 3 of spoof movies with Leslie Nielsen.
As far as like actors in spoof movies?
Yes, he's right up there. And he's good at it. He's a natural at it. That's what I like about it. He doesn't look like he's trying too hard. Like, you know what I mean? He recognizes his own role and he does it. He's not trying to be Leslie Nielsen when he's doing it.
Yeah. I think it kind of helps that in Hot Shots he's doing a lot of like action parodies, and he looks like a guy who could be that action star. Yeah. So it really works out. Lloyd Bridges is the admiral in the first movie.
Yeah.
Elevates to president in part 2. Yeah. Kind of steals a lot of the movie.
Metal plate. That guy's insane. He's dumber than a box of rocks, and somehow he's the admiral. You know? Yeah. I'll never get. And I guess that's the part of the movie you're not supposed to get. Like, how the hell did he get promoted?
Yeah, and so those movies are connected to the Naked Gun movies. Jim Abrams directed, and Pat Proft was the writer. Pat Proft was like the fourth man in the 3-man Zucker combo.
They sound like a law firm.
Yeah. So David Zucker from those movies also did Scary Movie.
Okay.
Now the first 2 Scary Movies were the Wayans brothers.
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of in charge of the movie. David Zucker took over Scary Movie 3 and 4, which is where I think the movies actually got good. The movie High School High, starring John Lovitz.
Yeah, so here, okay. I got to be honest with our audience on this one. I watched this for about 10 minutes and didn't. And I love John Lovitz.
So this is a David Zucker and Pat Proft movie. Again, 2 of the minds. So there is some of that comedy there. Mm-hmm. But it's a movie set in high school, parodying high school movies. A lot of the parodies have to do with that Michelle Pfeiffer movie.
Yeah. Dangerous Minds.
Yeah. It's not one of their big hits. There are some funny moments in it. Mm-hmm. Jane Austen's Mafia.
Never seen this. Never seen it. Heard of it, never seen it.
So Lloyd Bridges, in one of his last movies, plays like the Godfather type character. Jay Moore is...
all right, I know Jay Moore.
Pacino.
All right, in it. Okay.
Yeah. It's good.
Okay, I'll have to watch this.
So when he says, "Say hello to my little friend," he's in a long trench coat. The trench coat opens and a little midget with a gun comes out. That's the kind of comedy you can only expect from a spoof movie. It's
I love it. I'm going to have to watch it now.
So, one that you definitely saw recently, Wrongfully Accused.
I love this movie. I did not realize how much I liked this movie until I watched it 3 times the other day.
You watched it 3 times?
And the funny thing was, the third time I watched it with Melly Mel's, and I saw stuff that I missed the first time.
Yeah.
The scene where the rubber boat is pulling up to the house before the assassination attempt, and there's parking lanes, like a parking lot.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that the first time or the second time. I caught it the third time though.
So this
Just
was
awesome.
a movie starring Leslie Nielsen, and it's a parody of The Fugitive, but it also parodies a ton of stuff.
Oh my god, a ton of movies too, and there is product placement in this movie everywhere.
Yeah. And most of it is also a parody.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the scene where they're breaking down the door with a Duraflame fire log with a battering ram that says Duraflame on it. You know?
So there's two scenes that really jump out at me. One is he's on the run with the woman, and they go to the house, and he's like, "Don't worry, this is perfectly safe. No one's going to know you're here." And you hear the voice of a nosy neighbor. "Oh, hi. Who's your friend?"
Yeah. They're dropping all the mini blinds down.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
there's the scene in the movie where Leslie Nielsen's character where he mutes the TV, and the actor or the news anchor lady is all of a sudden muted, and she's like, you know, like I can't. Just it's those little details.
Yeah.
You really got to pay attention to what's going on because it's the little things, and I'm telling you, it's ahead of its time.
He goes into the general store, and like all these famous cops start walking in.
Yeah.
It's like the guy from America's Most Wanted, the guy from Real Stories of the Highway Patrol.
You got a story you want to tell us? You're awful interested in this story. Yeah. Yeah. I got an appointment in the men's room. Yeah. That's I'm telling you, great movie. Great movie.
Yeah. It's a classic, and that is also connected to The Naked Gun because that is a Pat Proft film.
Mm-hmm.
So right there, we've talked about like 9 or 10 movies that are all from like that same group of guys. It's amazing.
Yeah. You know, and if OJ made an appearance in the the Fugitive spoof, that would it would have just been another Naked Gun movie. So I understand. I see the separation they did there.
Yeah. We'll move away from those guys for a second.
All right.
One of my favorite movies, right up there with Naked Gun, is Walk Hard, a Dewey Cox story.
Love it. Riley, the guy. Funny you said that because I just watched Step Brothers last night.
Oh, classic. John C. Reilly.
Dale.
So Walk Hard is a parody of movies like Ray and the Johnny Cash story, which I can't remember. But
there's a lot of frontal nudity in that movie too.
Yeah.
It'll surprise you, folks. It'll surprise you.
It is a spot-on parody of biopics.
Yes.
When Hollywood does movies about someone's life, and you're trying to condense their life story into 2 hours, you take a lot of shortcuts, and this movie makes fun of every shortcut. It's brilliant. Mm-hmm. And the songs in it are really good.
Yeah. It's got a great soundtrack to the movie, and I will tell you, it'll surprise you. It'll surprise you. Definitely, but definitely block out some time to watch this movie. Probably make sure there's nobody else in the room with you when you're watching it. But
that's the full frontal part again.
Yeah. It's not a date. Well, it could be a date movie.
So another movie that, the spoof genre covers like all kinds of ground.
Oh yeah.
Like the ones we've been talking about kind of spoof lots of different movies.
Mm-hmm.
Walk Hard is an example of a movie that spoofs one genre, which is like the biopic music. Three Amigos is a movie that doesn't get enough credit.
Love that movie, man. Chevy Chase, Steve Martin, and what the heck's
Short.
his name? Yeah, Martin Short. Great movie. Great movie. Listen, man, there is not a lot you can say bad about that movie at all. There's nothing bad you can really say about it.
How about Galaxy Quest?
This is with Tim Allen, right?
Tim Allen,
Yeah.
Alan Rickman, Sigourney Weaver.
I'm gonna say I like it.
It's a really good movie.
It's a good movie.
This is the only Tim Allen movie I like, I think.
Thank you, because I just watched one of his Christmas movies where he's Santa Claus, and it's trash.
Oh, yeah. Those movies are awful.
Oh my God, those movies are terrible. Jeez. Just trash, straight up garbage.
We'll go into other people who have made a living out of spoof movies. And you got to start with Mel Brooks.
Oh yeah, Spaceballs.
Spaceballs, Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh
He
yeah.
did the Leslie Nielsen movie, Dracula, Dead and Loving It.
Listen, Spaceballs was so good at spoofing movies, they spoofed their own movie during the movie.
Yeah. They had the foresight to spoof it themselves.
Mate, who does that? Yeah, Mel Brooks is ahead of his time. He's a whole nother level of the spoof stuff. Like, just everything that they do in that movie is classic. Just everything from the cockpit where they're standing, and the scenes where the teleporter thing doesn't work and he's reversed, and everything.
Pizza the Hut.
Spaceballs merchandise scenes,
Yeah.
when they're forwarding and reversing the VHS tape, when like, we're in the movie now. No, now hasn't happened yet. It's, all that.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And he kind of invented the genre when he did Blazing Saddles and he did Young Frankenstein in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
One of his movies I really like that doesn't get a lot of credit is High Anxiety, which is a parody of like Hitchcock movies.
Oh, I like it.
Vertigo, The Birds.
Okay.
So the parody of The Birds is the birds aren't attacking him by swooping down and biting him. They're attacking him by dropping bird
Shizzle?
on him. Yeah.
What's funny is you go back and watch The Birds now, and it's not really a scary movie. And there's a scene in it, and it's off topic, but there's a scene in it where the lady goes up in the attic or the room, and the birds there's a hole in the roof, and they come down and they attack her, and she's so weak that she can't get the doorknob to turn. She's got 3 little birds attacking her, and they overpower her she can't open the door. And I didn't get that. I was like, wait a minute. Swat the birds, open the door, and get out of the room.
Let's just say maybe those movies weren't equality wasn't like big in their mind.
Oh my gosh! Like, they really made the women in that movie look like they had no strength. They were dumber to boxer. It's embarrassing, actually, when you go back and watch it now, because you're like, wow, they're really making this woman look like she has no strength. She couldn't carry a bag of groceries.
Yeah. Well,
And then
we've
the
come a
guy-
long way.
Yeah, and then the guy drags her out of the room and carries her downstairs.
Yeah.
Like, come on. He turned the doorknob on the first try. Anyway.
Kind of a modern update of someone who's done some parody movies is Edgar Wright, the director of Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End.
I'm glad you said them. Love those 2 movies. Love them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So those are Simon Pegg.
Mm-hmm.
We usually forget what his name is when we talk about his appearances in
I
Tom
always
Cruise
say,
movies.
that guy from Shaun of the Dead.
Yes.
Love those movies.
Shaun of the Dead is a great zombie parody.
Yes.
And Hot Fuzz is a great cop parody.
Yeah. And I love the flashbacks that they do in both movies. It's almost like you're watching the same movie, but they're completely different.
Right.
It's like, you know,
so there's a loose connection tying those movies together, which also ties into the third movie, which is The World's End.
Uh-huh.
That's the movie where they're all getting together again to like visit all the bars they used to run to.
Yeah.
And it turns out that the town is taken over by like aliens.
I love it. I love it.
Great stuff.
You know, and Simon Pegg, who we tie back into all of our Mission Impossible shows that we've done.
Yeah.
I guess I just love the guy. I love the guy. I love the guy as an actor in the movies. He's great.
And he's really good as Scotty in the new Star Trek movies.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I just want you to know I have seen the new Star Trek movies.
Oh, we're going to do a whole episode on Star Trek at some point.
Yep. But to be fair, I went back and actually watched some stuff, so I know now that what I'm talking about can make some sense.
Oh, with Star Trek?
Yeah.
Wait a second. You're going on record to say you're going to make sense about Star Trek?
Yes.
Uh-oh. Well,
Be ready for that next episode, folks, whenever we decide to do it.
Well, we're going to do this next week now.
Next week, Star Trek.
I'm hyped.
All right.
All right. So quickly, moving on to some other parody movies, spoofs. The team from MTV's The State did the movie Wet Hot American Summer.
Yeah.
Which is
so. Here's how I watch this movie. You ready?
Yeah.
This is the remote control in my hand. Let's just pretend this stapler is the remote control.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw the movie come on. I watched 5 minutes and I went, change channel.
Wow. Not a fan.
Not a fan at all. I never got into it. I don't know what it is about the movie. I couldn't watch it.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll talk about it.
All right.
It's a parody of summer camp movies.
Uh-huh.
In particular, there was a movie I remember with Michael J. Fox and Nancy McKeon from Facts of Life.
Okay.
And it reminds me of that movie. It's like, the kids on summer camp and here's the counselors and they're all getting into hijinks. I like it a lot.
Okay.
They also did a movie called They Came Together with Amy Poehler and Paul Rudd.
I might have seen that.
Dead-on parody of romance movies like Sleepless in Seattle or You've Got Mail.
Now, it's possible that I didn't give that movie enough shot, and actually watch it, because maybe it's one of those movies that starts a little slow and then gets into it. Maybe I didn't give it enough. No, I'll have to go back and check it out then.
The humor is subtle at times.
Okay.
Like you talk about how things you have to watch in the background.
Yeah.
There's one scene that ends in Wet Hot American Summer where the characters are talking to someone in a vehicle and then they turn and run away. And the scene sticks with it just long enough to see that they run up to a wall and they just stand facing the wall waiting for the scene to end.
I like it.
It's
I like it. So I'm going to have to watch it now.
And then there's some movies I want to talk about that suck.
All right, let's do it.
So there's two guys, Jason Friedberg and Aaron Seltzer. They are responsible for the movies Date Movie, Epic Movie, Meet the Spartans, Disaster Movie, Vampires Suck, The Starving Games, and Super Fast, which was a parody of Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, I can say I've seen a bunch of these, and they're all trash. They really are.
These guys have done a disservice to the spoof movie.
Yeah.
Reduced it to the lowest common denominator and made, like every other spoof movie, have a bad name because they've produced such incredibly terrible movies.
Trash. They're trash.
Total
Date Movie
trash.
was absolute garbage.
Yeah.
Didn't they do just not another teen movie, too?
They weren't involved in that one.
Oh, yeah.
So there are other movies that seemingly would be connected to them because they sound similar.
Yeah, and they were trash, so I just assumed they were all part of the same family.
Exactly. So there's actually a... I like Not Another Teen Movie.
I like the soundtrack.
Soundtrack's awesome.
You got me into the soundtrack on that one.
Yeah. The movie has some moments.
It does.
I'm not going to say it's a great movie, but Chris Evans, who is now world famous as Captain America, is in it. Mm-hmm. So it might be worth checking out again.
He's a real superhero, too.
It really is.
Man, I'm taking some flack for last week's episode.
Well, this is a good time to end our talk of spoof movies to mention that we're going to come back after the break and do Baloney Nation because we have to get to the response to your superhero issue.
Absolutely.
So we'll do that when we come back.
Right after this Baloney Nation.
Wow. Jim Deezy.
Hey, big guy. Roar.
You know what it is? It is time for Baloney Nation.
Uh-oh.
That's 585-484-1770 if you want to call us, leave a voicemail, send us a text message. Before we get to the phones, because we do have a voicemail to play, I do want to remind everyone, you can save 20% right now on Talkin Baloney merchandise. Everything at the store is on sale. Holiday code, Holiday20.
Folks, be part of the movement.
Jim, what are you going to get?
You know what? I'm going to get, what do I got out here? Mask. Wish I get a, wait, listen. New to the Baloney Talkin store. Hoodies.
Oh, we have hoodies.
We have hoodies. Hopefully, we were hoping to unveil the first one today, but unfortunately the people we had working in the warehouse, don't have them done yet.
So maybe we shouldn't mention that we have hoodies.
We're going to have them. We'll have them. I'll hopefully be able to get the prototype photo up to you today so you can get it up on the show.
So speaking of voicemails, here's one.
Hey, this is Melly Mel's calling in. Listening to the superheroes episode. I'm really struggling a little bit trying to understand James's argument of his definition of a superhero. But anyway, as I was listening, I realized that I think he totally missed the joke behind the Pezzes. So he and Mad Dog, when they were little kids, had superhero bedding. So James, his favorite superhero is Superman. And we always made jokes about and Mad Dog's was Batman. And my favorite superhero is Wonder Woman. And so we always made jokes about Superman and Wonder Woman being together and stuff like that. Well, when I was at the store, I saw that Wonder Woman was in a pack with Batman and thought it would be funny to kind of poke it at Jim Deezy that Superman was in the pack with Batman, a.k.a. Mad Dog. So anyway, I just wanted to touch on that because I think that he totally missed that point and that joke. I'll be talking to you guys later. Have a great show. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah.
Jim Deezy.
What is up? What's up with that?
So tell me what the deal is.
So apparently, Matthew was a big Batman fan, and I think my wife is just trying to send a little jab, a little dagger, that she's packaged up inside a package with my brother.
Interesting.
Huh.
So is Mad Dog still a big Batman fan?
I'm not sure. I'm going to have to find out.
I'd like to get his take on this whole superhero stuff.
See if the story has some legs. You know what I mean?
Well, not just that story, but also Does he fall into a similar thought as you do with superheroes?
You know, I'll have to talk to him.
Could this all just be about the betting from childhood? Like, you're now ingrained to be a Superman fan, and you hate Batman because that's like Mad Dog's guy.
You know, this could be a deeper rooted issue than what we're aware of. You know what I mean?
Could be.
This could be going back to our childhood, and I only hate Batman because he was my brother's favorite superhero.
Maybe. So, Baloney Nation had some thoughts as well. We got this letter. This came in just before we went on air.
Okay.
At first, I thought Jim's take on superheroes was nuts. But I think I get it. Jim doesn't think Batman isn't a hero. He just thinks he's not a superhero. I think he views superheroes as having to have superpowers. So, yeah, I get it. Is that true?
You know, I would probably agree with that. I think I would have to agree with that. Yeah.
So your biggest issue isn't that he isn't like a hero. He's just not a superpowered being.
Correct. I'm going to have to say yes. I agree with that statement.
Right. So then the same applies to Iron Man.
Correct. I'm gonna issue a correction right now. Based on that statement, I agree.
So these guys are heroes, just not superheroes, because they're not superpowered.
Correct. Yes. So
you take that very literal. The super part of Superman is there for a reason. It's because he's
there
super
for a
powered.
reason. Correct. He is generated, man. The sun recharges him.
All right. Well, there's other Baloney Nation stuff, unless you have some comments.
I just hot off the presses was just delivered the new hoodie from Talkin Baloney.
Let's see this.
Woo-wee. Hold on, folks. This is a zip-up hoodie.
Oh, wow.
What? Look at that.
Hey, now.
Bam! Right on the front pocket so that you can have a zip-up hoodie. Look at this, folks. Zipping it up. We got it. We have available in all sizes. Woo-wee. Look at those. Look at that detail. Look at that.
Very
Man.
nice.
Look at that. Machine washable. Made in China. You can't get any more quality than that, folks.
And 20% off right now.
20% off. I mean, I don't know how much we're charging for these darn things, but man, 20% off. You can't go wrong. Can't beat it.
And you're saying our tireless staff is willing to work around the clock to make sure those can be delivered by Christmas.
Correct.
Wow.
They are ready. We have a whole warehouse full of staff, folks. That's ready. We're paying them right now to sit there. So place some darn orders.
Baloney Nation with the questions that they want the answers to sometimes are unexpected.
Yeah.
Who makes the best diet soda?
So I would probably say Diet Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
Just because it almost tastes like the real Dr. Pepper without all the extra sugar.
Right. That's a good choice.
You could clearly, like, when Pepsi used to say, or Coke, all of them used to say, it tastes just like the real thing. No, it doesn't.
No.
No.
Decidedly different taste.
Yeah. Completely different. No sugarcoat in that one.
I find Coke Zero does taste a lot like Coke.
Yeah.
Is that still technically a diet drink? Wow.
I don't know. Hey, do you remember Clear Pepsi?
I do.
Man, I was just thinking about that stuff the other day. Like, I just remember going and buying a clear Pepsi, and it looked just like this water bottle right here. Like.
That's due for a comeback, don't you think?
Oh, Pepsi, if you're listening, we will drink it, test it, whatever you need us to do right here on the podcast.
Look at how much we did for Moxie. They can't keep that stuff in stores.
Yeah, their sales are up.
We talked about it.
Ungodly amounts of percentages.
Speaking of commercial products, our next question, any old product mascots that you remember?
Ooh. Product old mascots. Well, you mean besides
Jolly Green Giant?
I was going to say, or besides like Ronald McDonald.
That's one.
Jolly Green Giant. Oh, Green Giant.
Awesome. Snap, Crackle, Pop.
Oh yeah, the Rice Krispie guys. Toucan Sam for Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
Tony the Tiger for Frosted Flakes.
Oh. You were not a major cereal if you did not have a good mascot.
Macho Man for Slim Jims.
Oh, there you go.
Need I say more? Step into it.
I used to like Twinkies. Used to have the Twinkie the Kid, the cowboy.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. How about when they used to actually have the captain on the commercial for Captain Crunch?
Yeah.
You don't even see that no more. They just forgot all about Captain Crunch.
We got a little bit of a quiz for you.
Okay.
Baloney Nation loves to test your knowledge, and this is G.I. Joe or wrestler. So I'm going to give you a name, and you're going to say, is this the name of a G.I. Joe character or a wrestler?
Okay, go.
Stalker.
G.I. Joe.
Correct. Cover Girl.
G.I. Joe.
Correct. Glacier.
Wrestler.
Correct. Rock and Roll.
Ooh, I'm thinking Rock and Roll Express would be wrestler, but I'm thinking Rock and Roll is also G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe. Correct.
All right.
The Mountie.
Wrestler.
Correct. Roadblock.
G.I. Joe.
Correct, but I'm going to say there was a wrestler named Roadblock as well, so that's going to be both.
Ooh, damn it. I figured if I didn't say G.I. Joe on that one, my cuz Ant-Man probably would be calling the hotline.
I should say the person who sent this in had the answer as G.I. Joe, so you matched what they sent in.
All right, good.
But there actually was a wrestler in WCW named Roadblock, and I know this because he's a Rochester native.
Oh, excellent.
So a little bit a connection there.
We like the homegrown talent.
Next on the list, Tugboat.
Wrestler.
Correct. Crush.
Wrestler.
Correct. Zap.
G.I. Joe.
Correct. Sergeant Slaughter.
Oh, wrestler. Oh, wait, no, he's both, wasn't he?
Correct. He is both.
Yes.
I think you did a perfect 10 for 10 there.
That's the first time in my life I've ever gone 10 for 10.
It's definitely the first time on the show you've gone 10 for 10.
Yeah.
Wow, how about that?
Man.
And one final Baloney Nation question from our viewers. Which country would you most like to visit?
You know, we don't talk politics and religion on this show, so I would say I want to go see. The easy answer is Canada, but we all know the border's closed right now.
Right.
But I would like to go to Poland.
Poland. Your country of origin, if you will.
Yep. Well, I was thinking more along the lines where Poland spring water was actually from, but
I think that's Delaware.
Oh, I was probably the Chemung River.
So,
no, I've actually heard some family members say that Poland was has quite the history for our family and quite the history of, just everything in general. How we got here.
Sure. It's not like a popular site. You don't hear people say like, "Oh, I'm going to go to Poland."
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, there's a lot of history there.
I know people are like, why wouldn't you want to go to Paris? You know what? From what I understand, Paris is very dirty, very, lots of looting, lots of, purse snatchers, lots of pocket pickers, stuff like that. I mean, that's just like going to Jersey.
Yeah. Well said. Who wants to go to Jersey?
Nobody wants to go to Jersey. And did I mention don't ever buy a car in Jersey?
How about like Asia? Would you ever want to go to Japan?
I would go to Bangkok just because they did it in the Hangover movies.
Okay. I thought you just wanted to go there so you could get a T-shirt that said, "I went to Bangkok and all I got was this T-shirt." I've been to Bangkok and all I got is this lousy T-shirt. Ooh, that's a good T-shirt. Yeah, we could print those up on our website where you can save 20% off right now.
Yes, right now. Maybe we'll have to debut one of them for next week.
Ooh, would it be Bangkok or would it be? I've been to Bath, New York, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
And some meth dust.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Big fox, the fox that rocks.
All right.
Yep.
I think on that note.
You know what? All I can say is, hey, you know what? At least somebody's laughing about something, right? Holy cow. We need more laughter.
And we will have more laughter because next week it's our last episode of the year.
Yes.
Ty Bowie is going to perform a reading of the classic 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. We will have that for you exclusively on Talkin Baloney next week. And as we learned today, we're also going to talk Star Trek.
Yes.
Which is going to be huge.
Oh, you have no idea. I feel like I could teach a class on Star Trek.
Oh,
for colleges.
This is going to be good. And I personally am extending an invitation to the Butch Man to call in next week, because I know he's a huge Star Trek fan.
All right. All right.
So I would love to have the Butch Man as part of the show next week.
All right. We'll have to make that happen. Roar. Yes.
All right. So
All
until
right.
then.
Hey, wash your hands.
Yeah. Keep it clean.
Blow your nose in a, suitable tissue. And then wash your hands again.
Just constantly wash your hands. That's all.
Just wash your hands. Wash your hands till they're raw. Roar.